Welcome to our Energy Connect studio at ADIPEC 2022. I'm delighted to have sitting next to me Sujit Kumar, Director Digital Production and Edge, SLB, and also John Markus Lervik, co-founder of Cognite. Thank you both for joining me.
Thank you.
Now, Sujit, can I start with you? What is SLB's vision for production optimization?
Absolutely. Thank you for the question, and I guess this is the question that everybody has in mind, especially in the scenario that we are competing with a much wider energy portfolio and not just oil and gas. So in the oil and gas domain, where our company SLB has been playing for a long time, we are looking at all the industry paradigm related to production optimization. So how we can improve the productivity of the assets from the reservoirs, how we can reduce the cost of operations, how we can improve the efficiency, and most importantly, how we can do it through lower carbon and lower emissions. So we are working on all of these four paradigms, and our approach is going to be really fusing the power of data, first of all. We are still struggling to get there, and how we can then use that data for consumption, where we can apply AI and domain-based workflows. And we are not just looking at creating insights from that, but really taking insights into actions. So how we can close the loop from a desktop environment to the field environment through our closed loop system and automation platforms.
Great, thanks a lot, Sujit. And John, I want to get you in here. How does Cognite's strategy of industrial data ops fits into the vision of production optimization that Sujit just talked about?
Yeah, so as Sujit said, production optimization has very much been like a siloed approach so far, and we want to optimize across the value chain, from the well reservoir to the production line. And where Cognite comes in is that we are able to stitch together data across all of these siloed systems into a unified data layer, so you can then optimize in new and better ways.
That is really good. And could you also just maybe then touch on how this partnership will function and generate value for customers at scale, and maybe you can come in later on that as well.
I think, of course, the industry really has a much greater sense of urgency than before. Of course, partly because of the energy crisis and what's going on in the world. That means we need to get quicker to value, and we also need to get to more value and using less input, less emissions, less energy in producing it. So really what SLB and Cognite is doing together is to get to value 10 times faster than before, with also a lot higher value potential, because we're optimizing, as I said, across the value chain.
Absolutely. I can add a couple of sentences that
Thanks, Sujit.
We have been operating our fields, especially in an oil and gas environment, very, very manually in an archaic way. And we really want to use the power of data to automate that operations. And the goal is to reach to remote and autonomous as soon as we can.
That is great. And a lot of people always looking at the next horizon of growth, or what areas are you particularly thinking that things will grow in?
Right. Obviously, our partnership is going to focus first in the production optimization domain, because where we think that the most value can be generated for our existing customers. And we have the potential to bridge the world between what we call subsurface, where oil industry has been innovating since many, many decades, and operations to bring the maturity of digital technology implementation on both sides, and using the power of integration between those two worlds to create additional value for our customers. Now, beyond that, most of the new energy portfolios are also coming very asset heavy, which is very similar to oil and gas industry, especially on surface. So the pumps and compressors and the facilities and the pipelines that we are working in production optimization domain through our partnership of data, domain and automation all together is very much relevant to the new energy portfolios as well. So these are some of the ideas and the concepts we have, which I think is going to be very much future-proof for our customers.
Well, that is good to hear. You want to add anything there, John?
No, I think as Sujit said, of course, clearly the energy companies are expanding from oil and gas into hydrogen, into carbon capture, so it's really around, and the similarities are very high across that whole value chain.
Well, Sujit and John, I just want to thank you so much for popping down the Energy Connect studio, and it's been great to hear where you see the vision and the growth potential, which is really
Absolutely. Pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.